Hey, what's up everybody? It's Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome back to Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game, round number 6 of the 450 Championship from Dallas. And playing this game again, not necessarily because I wanted to get back into this championship mode, which I actually completely forgot I was in the midst of, but I wanted to kind of feel the differences of this game versus MXGP Pro. Obviously, it's the most recent title before MXGP Pro that Milestone released, and although this is a Supercross game, it's kind of nice to feel kind of where they went directional-wise with the physics engine of the game. And what I kind of ran into going back into this championship that I completely forgot about was that I'm doing the whole stock bike championship thing, so there's a complete stock KX450. And I sucked really bad in my heat race trying to do decently on this bike. I got just absolutely my doors blown off by Dungy and Muscan. They beat me by like 14 seconds, so guess I'm doing okay at the start here. I was a little worried that this video might suck because I wouldn't actually be battling, and then it turns out I'm just pulling away from everybody. Doing this triple in the middle of the rhythm lane here. Triple and then triple into the corner. So yeah, just like I said, trying to feel those differences a little bit. It's a little tough because it's the different genres, Supercross versus motocross. So some things I'll be able to feel and some things I won't, because you know, you're in the air more often in this game. And that's one thing that I'll definitely point out as a noticeable difference is I feel like the air physics in this game are better. MXGP Pro, you know, they talked so much about it being pro physics and you having to control it all and stuff like that, but really, I haven't felt like it's been that good. Obviously, the whips and scrubs look real janky in that game, but then, like, going back and playing this now, I kind of realized, man, the air physics weren't perfect, but at least you felt like you had a little bit more control over it. The ground physics, I feel like in this game you have too much traction in a straightaway and not enough in a corner. Like, as opposed to the AI, at least, the AI just rips through corners like they're not even there. And this is already getting boring, so I'm going to go into first person and play the rest of the race like this and probably get caught. But like, I feel like I come into a corner and like I'm in first or second gear and I'm just lighting up the rear tire going nowhere, which is kind of the same sensation I get in MXGP Pro, so I can understand kind of how they continued with that feel of the game. But like, playing against the AI in this game can be kind of excruciating because you're going through a corner and they're just like hooking into a line and going wide open and like no problem, and you're going through a corner just trying to make it work and it's not. So like I said, notice that the cornering aspect is a little bit different in this game. In MXGP Pro, you can go through a corner, kind of slide the rear end through it, maybe bank off a rut or two. In this game, it's really kind of just go into a corner, point and move and go, and like, there's not really any rhyme or reason to it. You can feel some of the ruts develop in this game, but not as much as I feel like you can in MXGP Pro. And you really can't feel the ruts develop in MXGP Pro either, but that is something that you can notice. Like, this game has like kind of preset ruts. If you find them in the corners, there's spots that are kind of dug down and perfectly flow you through a corner. MXGP Pro kind of has the same thing, but it also, I feel like, is a little bit better with the development of ruts and such. So subtle differences there. Definitely the air physics feel different. For some reason in this game, as opposed to MXGP Pro and MXGP 3, I feel much more attached with the ground when I'm riding. Like, Pro, I feel like I'm kind of floating going down a straightaway, but in this game it feels like the tires are actually in the ground. You're actually hitting every little bump and detail of the track. Not sure why that is. I mean, maybe it's just because you're going a little bit slower in these games than you would be in MXGP Pro because you're on a motocross track, so you're hitting straightaways and such, but I don't know. It still feels like they could have kind of ran with these exact physics and maybe tweaked just a couple things, and maybe that's what they did, but I don't know. It just feels like a different game. Even playing this game on the Compound, which is the downloadable content that's like a motocross track out in the desert. Even that feels like the tires and everything just dig in a little bit nicer, and like you're actually attached to the ground. As I said, I mean, it's not a huge difference. MXGP Pro definitely is better than MXGP 3 at getting you, like, you're feeling the ground a little bit more in that game. MXGP 3, I felt like every time I played that I was floating around. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're pretty comparable physics. I wouldn't say that there's major differences other than scrubbing. Scrubbing in this game is better. But yeah, I can't really point anything out that's super noticeably different other than that one's a motocross game, one's a supercross game. But it's kind of neat to go back and kind of see where they came from. Like at one point in here, I actually do want to do a little video, like kind of a mashup video of like a little 2-lap race each, and try to pick a track that's in MXGP 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just do 2 laps, 2 laps, 2 laps, 2 laps, and see that progression, see what it feels like from square one to the final notch that we're in right now. I don't know why I called it MXGP 4, it's MXGP Pro. But yeah, and Monster Energy Supercross just kind of thrown in there, a little random mix of the game in here. I'm really curious, and I really haven't heard rumblings about it yet. I'm really curious whether or not there's going to be a Monster Energy Supercross 2. I didn't go to as many Supercross races in real life this year, so I guess I can't necessarily say this is true. But the races I did go to in real life, I did not notice any milestone people down on the track, 3D scanning, walking the pits, anything like that. Whereas I did notice them back in 2017 when they were 3D scanning these tracks and riders. Definitely noticed them at Anaheim 1, and then I also saw them walking around at Phoenix. And I was at both of those races again this past year, and like I said, I didn't see them anywhere. Not to say they weren't there, and maybe I missed them, but it was definitely noticeable because they had quite a good-sized crew moving around and making sure that these things were taken care of, so that we got the 3D scan tracks and the riders and all that business. So that's why I'm a little hesitant to suggest that a Monster Energy Supercross the Game 2 is for sure. I would assume so. I mean, this had to be a successful title for them. It was pretty well played. The track editor was a fantastic idea for these games, and I hope that they choose to bring that back with even more options, like maybe even give us more stadiums to build in, more jumps and stuff like that to build. Ooh, jumping off the track. But yeah, I'm not too sure. We'll see. Hopefully. I like this game. It's fun to go back and play. It's not too difficult to pick back up and kind of learn again, but I mean, I guess it helps the fact that I play motocross games all the time, so it's not like it's way uncomfortable for me. Been tackling the MotoGP 18 career mode a bunch, so I'm a little bit rusty when it comes to actually getting the bike off the ground, I guess, but it's really not that bad. Alright, so Ryan Dungey's holding me steady here, about 5 seconds back. We're getting to the halfway point of this main event. I'm still trying to get this triple in here clean, but I just really messed it up, so that's going to help him. Yeah, he is coming quickly. That's cool. That'll make the race a little bit more exciting. Little annoying though, like I said, that you do have to literally get a stock bike to do battle in this game. My Anaheim 2 battle with Sealy on a stock Husqvarna was fantastic. Then I destroyed everybody at Oakland and Phoenix, which you didn't see the video of Phoenix because my video capture software crashed during the making of that video. 2 seconds back is Rhino. Oh boy. Ooh. Still get the triple. A little short. Ah, that was bold-faced trying to triple in there. Okay, I still got that though. A little bounce off and then triple. This game is quite fun in first person tell you that much. I'm better in third person in this game than I am in first person, but it's still a fun game in first person. It's unique. I mean, it's so cool the fact that like even like I'll go over the finish line jump and I can just grab the clutch like I was in midair right there, and you can actually see me grabbing the clutch. When I shift up and down, he's obviously clutching. When I come into a corner and hit the brakes, grabs the front brake. Like just little things like that that you would maybe not otherwise pay that much attention to in a game like this is really cool to me. I don't know. Like you see in Formula 1 games or car racing games now, when you shift, that they actually reach down and you know, either shift with the drive stick or shift with the paddle shifters behind the wheel. And that was innovated into those games, I mean, years ago. I remember playing F1 games back in 05 probably, when I first noticed they were doing the whole paddle shifter clicker things when you would shift. And it's never been perfect enough to know exactly when you're shifting, so the animation's always like a half second or so behind what you actually do. But the fact that in this game they put in the work to do that whole clutch business and front brake, I never noticed if, I think when you brake for a corner that, what about when you shift? I'm sure it does. I'd imagine it has to. When you shift or brake for a corner that your left and right foot move up and down. Right, getting back away from Dungey, but in the midst of a gallon of lappers. One thing that they have definitely improved on, they being Milestone, since MXGP 1, is making it so the AI actually semi-realistically spreads apart. You know, in a Supercross in real life, there's plenty of guys that get lapped. I wouldn't say that Weston Pike is a guy that gets lapped all the time, but Vince Freeze will probably get lapped just about every race. And it's cool to see that you can actually like go through the field. Like it's not like you just get way ahead and then catch a gigantic clump of dudes all mixed together and start lapping them. Just boom, 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 boom. It's actually like they're spread out. And MXGP Pro is even like crazier. I mean, there's only 22 guys on the gate, and the track is, you know, way bigger than 22 riders, and you get really spread out in MXGP Pro. Big leads, guys in second that are way ahead of third place, etc., etc. Like that's pretty cool to me. Because in like MXGP 1, I feel like it was what I was talking about, where they would just be in gigantic clumps of riders, and you'd be like, oh, okay, I guess I'm catching this grouping now. Nice. Alright, so we're getting away from Dungey here quite easily, catching all of these lappers. This game feels old, not because it's been out for, what is it, 6 months now? But it feels old because Ryan Dungey's in this game, and he's kind of like the poster boy of the game. I mean, Dungey's been retired for over a year now, and yeah, it's just kind of weird still racing him, I guess. It's weird to see Justin Barcia on a Suzuki in this game. It's weird to see Trey Kennard in this game, because again, similar situation, also been retired for a while. Brock Tickle on a Suzuki in this game, but now obviously he's suspended for his failed drug test. Yeah, it's just it just makes the game feel so old. Christoph Porcel, another guy, ended up in this game on a Husqvarna, even though he only raced the first 5 rounds of the series in 2017, and since has retired, of course. I just had another person's name popped into my head that was a surprise. Oh yeah, Dean Wilson. No, actually, Dean Wilson's not who I'm thinking about. Although that's a little weird that Dino ends up in this game on a Husky, doesn't he? It's not on that Yamaha. No, he's on a Husky in this game. And then Porcel, the guy that Wilson replaced for the series, is also in the game. I don't know. It's kind of funny to me. I mean, I know Porcel did race a couple of the rounds, so it makes sense, but I don't know. A little interesting tidbit there, I guess. All right. Now it's been interesting because Brock Tickle just ran me over, so I'm going to go repass Dungey here, take him to the top of the track. But he cuts back under and repasses me and then just throws absolutely naughty on that triple there. Not in my house. Triple into this rhythm section. Triple over that. Triple again. Triple into the corner. Catch up to Vince Freeze like he wasn't even moving. Oh boy, am I going to come up short on this triple. And just like that, 3 seconds ahead of Dungey. So apparently doing that rhythm section is mega OP. And Muscan is full-blown catching us as well. He's not just like meandering around back there anymore. He's 8 seconds down on me, 7 seconds. Catching up to Mookie Stewart. This game needs 2 strokes. I really appreciate that they put 2 strokes in MXGP Pro. Oh man. Stewart's always throwing sauce too. But he's a Stewart brother, so I mean that's kind of expected. It's me, a Stewart brother. Almost jumped off the track. Man, come on, give me some room over here. Mookie Stewart. Race leader's coming through, man. Where's the blue flags? This isn't like Chad Reed at St. Louis, is it? My goodness. All right, so we are 3.5 minutes away from the end of this race. And I've quite enjoyed my time in this one, getting back into this game. I'm gonna try to continue ranging out the games. I hate getting stuck in a rut of just playing one game continuously. With MXGP Pro just coming out, of course, it's kind of understandable that I play it a little bit more than the other games. However, I don't want to let these games get lost in the darkness. Scrubsies. Oh, that sounds good. Come on, come on. There is Justin Bam Bam Barsha on a Suzuki. And I'll tell you what, it's pretty cool to me that Justin Barsha's had this kind of career renaissance. Because as I've talked about in a couple of my recent videos, it's very likely that he ends up getting picked for the Motocross of Nations this year. Team USA Motocross of Nations. I mean, how cool of a story is that going to be if, say he gets picked and USA would also be probably favored to win because it's on home soil and they probably are going to have Tomac and Barsha and Plessinger or, you know, someone that's not that far off of that pace. But if Barsha ends up on the team, what happens if the USA win? Justin Barsha will legitimately be able to say, oh yeah, less than a year ago from where I'm standing here on the podium, I was a privateer. And now I have won the Motocross of Nations. I mean, I think that's a cool story right there. I don't know about you, but it's, like I said, quite the career renaissance for Mr. Bam Bam, which I like too. Barsha being at the front is someone that, you know, we need in this sport for sure. Definitely adds some flair to it. I like his style, mostly when he's riding alone, because sometimes he scares me with his aggressive riding, how he just knifes across corners at guys' front wheels. But he's been a little bit more calm with that this year, I feel like. But his style when he's riding alone is insane. Huge whips, obviously always on the rev limiter. That's kind of, might as well go to the patent office and get a patent on his technique, because it's classic Justin Barsha right there. And Porcel, who for a while I compared to having a similar career as Justin Barsha, having won 2 250 East Supercross titles. Of course, Porcel's also a world motocross champion. But, or no, he didn't win the world motocross title. What am I thinking? Or did he? I don't know. I'm being an idiot. Yes, he did. And I compared him winning a World Motocross title to Justin Barcia winning 450 outdoor and Supercross races, and figured it was semi-comparable, but people told me that, no, Porcel's GP title means more. And they're right, I agree. I feel like winning a GP title is more lucrative than just winning races. But yeah, Porcel, like I said, opposite of Barcia, because he would never be on the rev limiter, it seemed. He'd always just be like putting around to gear high everywhere, and it looks like he's going so slow, but he's laying down just the fastest lap times of the track. Always a pleasure to watch him, as it was Barcia. Man, look at Marvin is gonna maybe catch Dungey here. If I crash one more time, they're both gonna get me. So I can't let that happen. I have to win this race. All right, so we're gonna wrap up here at Dallas. We will continue on into Minneapolis, I think is the next race, and then Atlanta or something like that. Just continuing on with the career mode at this point. Like I said, I wanted to get a feel for the game. I've got what I want to know, my ammunition for my next MXGP Pro video, so I can refer to certain things or not. Oh gosh, this isn't gonna be good. Dungey's jumping over my back. Gotta make it clean. Oh my god, he's right there. All right, move out of the way, Porcel. Come on, blue flags. Get to the line. Wow. That wasn't that close, but still a fun race nonetheless. Wow, I just made a hard right at the landing there. All right. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Another fun little Monster Energy Supercross, the video game gameplay video in the books. And holding on to that red plate going into Minneapolis. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. So long for now.